Motion.
All right. And a second? Doris is going to be my de facto second, by the way.
Yeah, I'll second.
All right. All in favor, aye. Say aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion.
All right. And a second? All right. Meeting minutes approved. All right.
Doris is going to be my de facto second, by the way.
Comment. Guys, do you
Yeah,
have
I'll second.
received any
Right.
emails from
All in favor, aye. Say aye. Aye.
Comments.
All right, thank you. Next item is tree reports. Guy, if you want to take it away.
All right, so I know I've had this on there on the last meeting, the Mid-American Trees Please Grant application. We applied for it. It's going to go at Westlakes. It'll be the second round of tree planting out there. Just waiting for approval on that. That'll be $1,000 grant if we get that. And Tree City USA, that application has been completed and was sent off to the Iowa DNR. It was approved at the state level and now it's been sent off to the Arbor Day Foundation for approval. If we manage to get Tree City USA again this year, it'll be our 27th year of the Tree City USA award. Tree trimming, I just want to let everybody know we're still working on tree trimming around the city, like fence lines, raising tree limbs up as we are able to. Of course, now that the snow has been here, we've been dealing with that instead. But if we get some more chance, we're going to continue to do some tree trimming. It's wintertime's a great time to trim. So just want to let you know that's some of the plans for the tree trimming. The next one is kind of it's proposed. A proposed new employee position for the Parks Department. It would be it's got to go through council yet, administration. But if it would go through, this employee would be like a certified arborist. I think we're at that point now where with all the landscapings, all the trees and everything that we have to do in that line of work, that a dedicated person to oversee those things would probably be beneficial, so they can work on that day to day and concentrate on those items. I know that we want some discussion on the Fairview Lane traffic circle. Michael, did you have anything on that, or was that Kevin? That might have been Kevin.
That was me.
That was you? Okay.
Just had some discussions with the neighborhood ambassador and some other neighbors in the Quail Creek area about what we could do to improve the look of that traffic circle there on Wall Street and Fairview Lane, whether that's, some community involvement, who would be paying for the cost to kind of tear out the old shrubs and plant some new things there, and a couple of the questions about who would maintain it. We did get a local landscaping company that would be willing to help, not for free, but provide some designs to the city. Kind of donated their time a little bit too. So I think there's a lot of neighborhood involvement. Excuse me. A lot of people that are interested in seeing what they can do to help out with this project.
Yep. So the city ambassador group, they kind of approached the city about doing something with that traffic circle on Fairview Lane. I don't know if anyone else is familiarized with it, but it's a very small one. It's just to deter or to kind of slow down the traffic on Fairview Lane. We're just kind of throwing out there, it might be a joint venture with the community there and the city to maybe enhance that area to make it look a little better. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So
Is that circle on private land, or is it part of the city? I'm going to call it right of ways.
it's part of the city.
Okay. So how often is it that we have neighborhood taking responsibility, or maybe that's a heavy word, but how often is it that the neighborhood has to take care of the circle instead of the city department?
Well, it's really not long-term care that I think the city will still do the long-term care of it. It's just to enhance their area. They're wanting to throw out a venture out there to maybe get something to happen sooner than later. A joint effort.
Okay. That's interesting. Michael, do you have a few ideas that you want this board to address or come up with, or what are you thinking?
Well, I'm working with Casper's Landscaping, and they're gonna next month or so hopefully provide me with a couple of designs. And guys shared a couple with me as well, so kind of try to work collaboratively, just see what we could do and maybe provide some designs to the city. Maybe get some rough idea of cost, and then I guess we can go from there. But I do know that the neighborhood wants to offer their labor if possible, help dig out the old stuff and help plant the new stuff if that is possible.
A lot of projects like that, that happens. We get buy-in from the community. That just helps the city maybe progress with a project quicker.
Got it.
You get some buy-in from the community.
Okay. And yeah, on your research phase, Michael, if you feel like you need more help from us, don't hesitate to reach out. I might not live on Fairview Lane, but I'll be willing. I'm part of the ambassador program as well too. I'll be willing to throw my neighborhood's way behind it to make it move quicker if that needs to be, because having a good looking city benefits all of us, not just the people living around there. So
yeah,
sure, I appreciate it.
Is that everything on the Fairview Lane you want to talk about?
Yeah, for now, I'll submit some stuff to you guys, and maybe by the next next board meeting on the April, we'll discuss it further.
Okay, very good. So moving on, just to let you know, Muddy Creek and Bike Trail Cleanup Day is scheduled for April 9th. I know that's right before our next scheduled meeting, so I will send out a meeting. I'll send out an email prior to that, just reminding you that the Muddy Creek Cleanup and Trail is, getting close, and see if you want to participate with us. We have 2 or 3 members every year that participate in that. Hopefully, we have good weather this year, but it's a much needed effort. We get the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, sometimes Girl Scouts, other entities to help out. We get a couple of truckloads of trash every season from that. So it's a very beneficial thing to do to clean up our creek after the winter thaw. But that is scheduled for April 9th.
On this item, guys, so that last year was my first one participating in this event. It was pretty rainy that day, but it was a good turnout. Some of the girls, Cub Scout came and helped out. Before that meeting, I tried to get some feedback from Sugar Bottom Bikes, tried to promote it through their groups over there. I didn't get any response back. To me, I think we should get a little more help from communication department. I know Nick and his team over there do a good job promoting other events in the city, like Beat the Bitter and some of the other programs out there. I think this is a very beneficial project for people who, those apartment complexes around that Muddy Creek. We have a lot of residences there. And if we can get some exposure of this upcoming event there, as well as the community at large, and get some more people come out, we can knock this thing out in no time at all, and helps with community engagement. So
Nick does put it on the website and promote it through the website. That's been like that for a few years now. So we'll continue to do that, but if there may be other ways to enhance that exposure, we'll try to do that too. Maybe I'll talk to Nick about it, see if there's any other options that we can investigate.
Got it.
So,
just throwing an idea out there, maybe something at the rec center, like they have a whiteboard when you walk in, kind of thing.
Yep, we put it there.
There's a lot of visibility. Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. I have a flyer. I don't have it quite finished yet, but I can send it out as soon as it's done to you all. But there is a flyer that we put out every year. So, are there any other questions regarding any of these line items? The Trees Please grant, the Mid-American, Trees City USA, anything Any questions regarding any of those?
Item A, I was going to ask, Westlake is pretty big. I know last year you did a little bit in Centennial Park. What part of Westlake is going to be covered by this round of grants? Do you know?
We're basically filling in between trees that we've already planted around the whole pond. So we spread them out around the whole pond last planting, which is 2 years ago. And this time we're just filling in between each of those trees with more.
Okay. And item D, we don't need to approve anything for the employee position. That's all administratively done, right?
Yeah. I just want you to be aware that we're starting to focus a little more on trees and landscaping. With everything that the city is acquiring with landscaping, we just felt it might be time to, at least me anyway, felt it might be time to have somebody that can be dedicated to that, strictly to that, and put their efforts and concentration into those duties. And
this person is going to do essentially what the contractor came last year or a year and a half ago and did our tree survey, or that's a different review?
No, this mainly is going to, yes. I mean, they would work with people that would do tree inventories, yes.
Okay.
But mostly it's landscaping duties that are really kind of, require a lot of our time. With all the new streetscapes that we have, we just thought it might be a good time to bring in this new position that can focus strictly on those duties.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any other question from any members? All right, next item is the storm and water report. Mike, take it away.
All right, we just have a couple things this week. I want to touch a little bit with the weather. Fluctuates quite a bit right now. We're going to get more snow this weekend, then probably like 60-degree weather right away. And we're going to see some street flooding out there. I know that city staff works hard on cleaning out the street intakes. The city's obviously not asking people to put themselves in harm's way in traffic or anything, but if you're on a side road, non-arterial road, and you notice some street flooding and a lot of ice pack and snow in front of your storm intakes, if you can just maybe help us out a little bit, bust a little. It doesn't take much, just a little crack in there so the streets can drain. We're going to be working quite a bit doing that ourselves, but there's only so many of us, and there's literally hundreds and hundreds of those intakes. So that's something that could help out a little bit. I know we did. I think we put out a Facebook post last year about that, just to kind of show what could help out. And I'm seeing a little bit of it even today. I saw some standing water in some areas. So we'll be seeing that as temperatures fluctuate so much. We keep getting snow, and then they melt right away. One thing you can do. We're still working on our grant. We're pretty much in the very final stages of that. We're wrapping up the final invoices, approving final designs, color schemes and all that. And we're hoping that will be done here within the next month. We should be all wrapped up. And then we can get some cool t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff out to you guys at home shows. Prairie Preview will be happening here soon. And we'll have all this stuff to hand out to the public who comes and sees us and talks to us about stormwater and what they can do, how the city can help them with funding for some practices in their own yards. It's pretty exciting. I can't wait for you guys to see the new logo and design. I'm pretty happy with it. And again, I touched on it last meeting as well. Just be aware of the amount of salt that you're putting down on your sidewalks, driveways. It's not as much as you would think it is. So just try not to blanket the area with salt if you could, because all that ends up right in our ponds and our streams. So, and you'll save some money if you don't use so much of the salt and the ice melts. So just public awareness, I guess, on that. And that's really about it. It's kind of a slow time of the year for stormwater. So if you guys had any questions on any of those.
I say no question on my end here, but as a comment for all those new developments coming up in North Liberty, item C with the salt usage on driveways. Not only does it help you money wise, it also might save your driveway. If you put too much salt, it starts pitting your cement driveway. So be mindful of that. That's one thing that we've learned in our neighborhood over here. So, but any other members have any questions or comments on the stormwater report? All right. Thanks, Mike. Item 6, we're going to move on to old business. Anybody have anything that they want to bring back up from previous meetings?
Hey, Mike, I should have asked you this earlier, but have we had any more? I know COVID came around and storm intake painting. Has that been brought up again or no?
We haven't a lot. I know getting people together to do projects was a little tough. The last fall, we had one right by the Fairview roundabout there at the cul-de-sac. That one turned out really well. I want to say that was later summer, I believe that one was completed. And that was the only one that was done last summer. I had a lot of applications and designs come in, but nobody seemed to follow through with going ahead and doing it. So I don't know if it was part of the whole COVID deal where they didn't want to get the kids together in the neighborhood. You know, I'm not sure, but hopefully some more will come in and people will feel a little more comfortable about getting out and doing it. I know the DNR had visited us to take a look at our permit. I drove him around and showed him a bunch of those, and he was really impressed. He really liked that whole program. So I hope we get some more people wanting to do it, or some of the people that have already been approved maybe to come around and actually do it. So I hope
Thanks,
it can.
Mike.
I really like it when it's
Yeah, it looks nice. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. Okay, we can move over to next item, which is new business. Anything anybody wants to bring up for consideration today or next meeting consideration?
Anything?
All right. So next item is our next meeting schedule. Looks like we're slated for April 13th of 2022 at 7 p.m. We'll try to host this in person if possible. Otherwise, we'll revert to the remote option accordingly based on public health out there. Anybody have any questions, comments? No. All right. Go ahead.
I said not at this time, sorry.
All right, it's okay.
Glad you could join us, Doris.
Yeah, I had some trouble connecting tonight, so.
All right. So next item is adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All right, second.
Second,
All in favor, say hi.
aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you hopefully April 9th for Muddy Creek Cleanup Day, and then April 13th for our next board meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys.